please, stay with me for this story, because one day it might save you from the deepest pain a human heart can feel, the pain of regret, the pain of silence. This is not just a story. It is a warning, a reminder, because one man thought he had more time. But time has no mercy. When he finally understood, it was already too late. His name was Daniel. He grew up in a small town, the kind of place where everyone knew everyone. His father was a quiet, hard-working man, strict, rarely smiled. But every morning before leaving for work, he placed a rough, calloused hand on Daniel's shoulder. His way of saying, "I love you, son. God bless you." But Daniel never said it back, not once. He thought there would be time. He thought his father already knew.
Take care, son.
As Daniel grew older, things changed. The gap between father and son widened. Arguments about school, about money, about Daniel's future, heated words, slammed doors, cold dinners. And the silence grew louder.
You don't understand me, Dad. You never have.
I only want what's best for you.
Still, deep in his heart, Daniel wanted to say just one thing. "I'm sorry. I love you." But he stayed silent. Pride closed his lips. Then one night, the phone rang. His mother's voice shook.
Your father collapsed. Come quickly.
A sudden heart attack. Sirens cut through the night.
Daniel, hurry. Your father. It's bad.
The sterile smell. The flashing monitors. The hiss of oxygen. Daniel stood at the bedside, his father pale and weak, surrounded by machines. Their eyes met. Time froze. This was his chance. The words burned in Daniel's throat. "Dad, I'm sorry. Dad, I love you." But nothing came out. His lips trembled, his heart screamed, but his pride whispered, "Not now. Later. Tomorrow." He thought there would be time, but tomorrow never came. That was the moment regret pierced his soul. Not the regret of saying the wrong thing, but the regret of saying nothing at all. Every memory of his father returned sharper than ever. The shoulder pat, the long hours he worked, the quiet sacrifices he never spoke of. His father had been speaking love all along, not in words, but in actions. And Daniel had answered with silence. One evening, unable to bear the weight, Daniel began to write. Letters he would never send. "Dad, I'm sorry. Dad, I love you. Dad, I was wrong." He filled page after page. Words that should have been spoken now stained the paper with tears. Weeks later, he walked to his father's grave, the ground still fresh, the stone cold. He knelt, shaking, and laid the letters down. For the first time, he spoke aloud. "Dad, I'm sorry. Dad, I love you." The grave stayed silent, but Daniel felt something shift inside him, as if the earth itself had heard, as if forgiveness had touched his heart. That night he slept for the first time in weeks. My friend, listen carefully. Do not wait. Do not delay. If you have words to say them today. Tomorrow is not promised. Silence is not kindness. Pride is not strength. Think about it. How many people right now are carrying unspoken words? A daughter who never said thank you, a friend who never apologized, a husband who never said, "I love you" enough. And then suddenly, that chance is gone. Life is fragile. Death does not send a warning. Daniel's story is not just his, it is ours. But we can choose differently. We can break the silence today. If this story touched you, do one thing right now. Please, please, pick up your phone. Call the person you've been avoiding. Send the message you've been delaying. Walk into the next room and say the words you've been holding back. Do not wait for tomorrow, because tomorrow may never come. And if you know someone who needs this reminder, share the story with them. Let it be the push they need. Stay blessed, speak your heart, and never, ever let silence become your deepest regret.